So welcome to Boxing Media Hub, sponsored by Falcon Contracting, and you are with me, Hawkan and Sam, and we are going for another prediction show, which is Peter McGrail versus Marc Leach. This is at the Exhibition Centre in Liverpool. McGrail, 9 fights, 8 wins, 5 knockouts. He was last out in December against Jericho O'Quinn, which he lost on KO round 5. And Marc Leach, 22 fights, 18 wins, 1 draw, 4 knockouts. He was last out in October against Masoud Abdullah, which he lost, retired round 7. Boys, Sam, I know you've got a fair bit to say about this one, but before you do, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to say, do you know what? For me, McGrail gets back on the horse in this one. And I think he'll stick to what he's good at. He's not going to want to get too much stuck into a dogfight with this guy because Marc Leach will get stuck into that. I think that's his way of winning this one. I think Peter's got to stick to his boxing ability and take this on points, in my opinion. I think that's how he's got to do it. That's just my opinion. Go on, Sam.
I mean, on the other hand, Mark, as you said, Joel, they're both like, I think Peter is as well. They're both coming off defeats. I mean, McGrail, didn't he get knocked out last time?
Yeah, round 5.
Yeah, it was quite a bad knockout as well.
Yeah, and so he's going to be a bit more attentive in this one as well, isn't he? He's not going to want to go straight in and trade, I don't think.
But with Marc Leach as well, I mean, he's coming off a bad defeat as well. It wasn't like I think weight as well. I think him at featherweight is I don't think that's his weight, Leach. I think, super bantam is where he won his British title, where he fought, Chris Bourke, and everyone was saying, oh, Bourke's gonna beat Leach. Leach has been written off as well, and in that British title fight against Bourke, and he defeated Bourke as well. And even though he didn't stop him, but he made quite comfortable work out of him. He's awkward. He's slippery. He's one of a sort of fighter who's unpredictable. But as well, even though he's 3 defeats, I mean, he's one that's lost on his debut, but he's came back. His big wins are Thomas Sumba, Bourke, Scott Allen. There's some decent names on his resume, Leach, even though he's lost to I'm not, the kid on his debut isn't great, but but the other 2 he's lost to. Liam Davis he is a world champion. Liam Davis, he won the IBO a few weeks ago. And he's top level. I mean, he could have got stopped in that fight if Davis put it on him, but he recovered from that knockdown in the opening round, and he still bit down on the gum shield and fought on. He did nick a few rounds in that fight. I don't think it was close. I would say maybe you give Leach 3 or 4 rounds, but I think Leach made a good account of himself, even though he lost that fight where he lost the British. But you've got to look at him as an awkward opponent. Then he stepped up to featherweight as he's been an avoided fighter for most of his career, Marc Leach. And he fought Abdullah. Wasn't in the fight, but weight. Abdullah was quite big for the weight, and he's Warren Boxing Management, as I know them quite a bit. They rate him quite highly, and Frank Warren rate him quite highly. And personally, I think Abdullah's a good fighter. I know we're not here to talk about Abdullah, but that's a big win for Abdullah Leach. But yeah, I think Leach back at his natural weight. It'll be interesting because Peter as well, coming off a KO defeat, he doesn't want to be getting engaged with Marc, as Marc's I wouldn't be rude saying he can't box, because he can at times, but if it's a matter of getting on the inside for Leach, try make it awkward for him, try and smother Peter's work, sort of. I would say he's just an a sort of, yeah, sort of awkward fighter to be in there with. You don't really want to be in there with Leach, especially when Leach gets in his rhythm. It's hard to get Leach out of there. So I think both potentially could need a start fast in this fight. I think if Peter gets his jab going, then he could win quite comfortably if he gets in his rhythm early. Because if Leach starts slow and the fight starts to get tough for Leach, and the fight starts running away from Leach, then it's hard for Leach to get back into these fights, as he's not a massive puncher, but he's good on the inside, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I think Leach can make it awkward for him at times. When this got announced, I was quite looking forward to it because even though we wanted that rematch with Orico, but I'm sure if Peter wins this, then that will get him the rematch. I'm not sure, is Orico injured, do you know, or what happened with him?
I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure. I just
Jericho Quinn withdrawn due to sadly personal matters, not boxing related.
So there you go. It's literally a personal matter as opposed to a boxing related issue.
Oh, but maybe that gets
rescheduled for another time.
Yeah, rescheduled for another time. But that's if Peter wins and Leach is potentially a banana skin. Who knows? Former British champion. It's a big fight for Peter. But if Peter starts early, which I think he will, it'll be hard to see Leach getting back into the fight. But I wouldn't be surprised if Leach wins. But if I have to go with one, I'm going to go with Peter McGrail on points. But I think I've broken it down quite a bit. And I think overall, I have been debating throughout since it's been announced, but I'm going with Peter on this one to get back on winning ways on points. I don't think he'll stop him. I think it'll be points.
I think you still might change your mind before the day because you're still very backwards and forwards. But
I probably will because I like Leach quite a lot. But and come my prediction video that I do probably on the week of the fight, I might change my mind, but who knows?
Be something else.
But I'll go Peter on points.
What do you reckon? So we've both gone with Peter on points. What are you looking at, Hawkan, on this one?
First, for me, this fight is more. I like this fight very much, and it could be good for the ticket sales too. That Leach sells fairly lot of tickets now from his fans, but Jericho Quinn hadn't sold any tickets, I believe, at all from the US for this fight. So for Matchroom and for the ticket sales, I think the change of opponent was very good for this show. That was the first one. And the question is, has Leach been in camp now when he accepted the fight with 4 weeks notice? So that's the question, if he has been in camp for an opportunity like this. But he has accepted the fight, so he must have been in camp and training for an upcoming fight. So I think I believe this will be a very close fight, and I think Peter McGrail could win on a close decision on points.
Okay, cool. We've got King Oles in the comments. He's put McGrail will win by late stoppage. So he's got the stoppages in him. And I think it could be, you know, if he's going to get that stoppage, it will be later on, breaking down the opponent as the fight goes on. But for me, I think Peter gets it on points. But as I say, we've all given our opinions on this one. Let us know in the comments. Give us your predictions. Hit the subscribe button as well. Thank you much for everyone for watching, and ding the bell for notifications. Yeah, it's an intriguing fight, but we're looking forward to it. On that one, thank you very much, boys, for coming on as always.
Thank you.
We will see you soon. Håkan, what do we say at the end?
Have some of this.
Have it.